One of the most trying parts of being in a relationship, if it's an honest relationship, or male and female, right? Whether you are courting, but more especially when you are married, is the fact that men and women are very different. Now, I know all of you talk about equality and gender sameness and whatnot. We're not the same. We are not the same. And what do I mean by this? If something is wrong and you ask a man what is wrong and he wants to talk about it, he will tell you straight up what is wrong. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, he will probably say something like, don't bother, or I don't want to talk about it, or let's talk later, or something. Straightforward. If you ask a woman what is wrong, what is she going to say? Standard issue. Audience, feel free, answer me. Nothing. You know what was surprising was finding out that even little girls, when they don't want to talk, they tend to say nothing. And that not wanting to talk is not necessarily true, because they may not want to talk now, or they may want you to prove that you deserve to be talked to. You know, that kind of thing. To prove that, look, this thing, it really truly matters to me. So that nothing doesn't mean nothing. It means, try harder, push harder, show me that you truly care, let me know that you really mean it. All of that is so complex to a man, because a man expects that if you say nothing, you mean nothing. Sure, it is English we are speaking. I'm telling you practical stuff. This happened in my own case too. And to now find out as a marriage coach that it happens in many marriages is not surprising. Now, what happens when the man does not answer that nothing appropriately as expected? He doesn't pursue, what's wrong, how far, show me, how can I help, I really mean this. He instead goes with, okay, since it's nothing, and he continues his life. Problem. Other ways in which we differ. Many times when women talk, we talk to express, we talk to unburden, we talk to connect. We want you to hear us out. So this hearing me out now is not necessarily that I'm bringing problem for you to solve. I didn't say so. I just want you to hear and understand, get the picture. So classic case. Man asks, hey babe, how was your day? Her day started when she stepped out of the house. But maybe even before that, how she was feeling before she left the house. When she left the house, who pissed her off? What kind of traffic jam she went into? What kinds of emotional turmoil she had, hoping she won't get late to the office, how she eventually got a bit late, how her boss scolded her, how this janitor annoyed her, how, every detail. She wants to tell you the whole story, how they said it, exactly what it was that offended her in what they said, how this thing was so pleasant. It's such a surprise because I didn't expect it. Every detail. Why? Because many times women think in pictures. So when you ask, how was your day? We want to paint the picture of the day. By the time we answer you, you would feel as if you were with us on that journey. Man, how was your day? Fine. Yeah. To which a woman, knowing how she thinks in pictures, I can't paint picture of fine because I don't know what fine is. Fine could be a walk in the park. It could be I passed a lot of files around and people sent me a lot of documents to look through. It could be I had a lot of unexpected visitors. What does fine mean? Give me material to paint the picture. Because the same way I would paint the picture for you, I need to paint the picture of the response to my question. Man, fine. Because if there was something worth telling, if there was something newsworthy, I would say it. But alas, there's nothing. So if there was some kind of I got promoted, I got demoted, there was a fire in the office, I had to run, there was a document that should have been submitted, somebody got a query, something, worth discussing, I would bring it up. But there's nothing, it was a regular day. Or, yeah, something even happened, there are a few things that worry me, but I'm processing it. I don't see how telling you will help the situation because you don't have the skills, the knowledge, the equipping, the understanding of my work environment to solve my problem. Why am I telling you? Men communicate to inform. Women communicate to connect. Men communicate to inform. Are you seeing the problem? So I'm telling you because I think you need to know. And I think you need to know because I think that you need to action this point, that point, the other point. For example, on my way to the office, I dropped our daughter in school. She needs to be picked up at 12. And they said going forward, we need to be picking them at 12 and no longer at 11:30. That is newsworthy. It's important to tell you. So the man is willing to talk about it. But it's 12. It has always been 12. As far as we know, it will always be 12. Nothing to say. Woman is taking the child to school. And then she said this in the car, and I laughed. And can you imagine what our daughter is thinking? Can you imagine what our son is saying? Can you imagine? Yeah. And then when we hit a traffic jam, do you know what your daughter asked me? When the light turned red, do you know what she said? Details. So we love to share details, and the men typically don't. I'm not talking of a man who's being KGO. I'm just talking of a regular guy. Typically, they're not really that into details. If they're telling you details, there's usually a motive. So when they get to understand that, it's important for my wife to understand the business, then they may start to open up more about the business. But there's a goal. If I tell her more about the business, she will understand the business more. She'll be able to take decisions on my behalf if I'm not able to be there. There's a reason. And sometimes a woman is just telling you just so that she feels connected with you. She wants you to be part of her life. I don't want to be a total stranger. I go to my office, you go to your office. I have my experiences, you have yours. I have no idea what you're going through. You have no idea what I'm going through. It's not it doesn't help us to feel connected. And remember, she communicates to connect. So that's an important distinction. And if you understand it, then you're better able to help your spouse to get what they really want. So everybody's talking and everybody should be listening, but the goal is different. So next time, sir, when your wife is talking to you about what seems mundane, unimportant, listen. Respond with the intermittent, oh really? Wow. So how did that make you feel? And then when you're not sure at the end of the day, and maybe it sounds like a problem, what do many men do? They jump to rescue. So you want to solve the problem. But you should have done this now. Have you tried that? What did you do? And sometimes she's just telling you so that you will just know, so that you will be part of the experience. She knows exactly what she should do. She may ask you for advice if she wants advice. She may even think that your suggestion is a good idea. She may think it's not. But she may not necessarily be talking to you because she wants you to solve the problem. So before you wear your superhero cape, listen and maybe even ask her, what do you want me to do? Do you need a hug? Do you want me to solve this, or did you just want me to listen? And for the woman, you may want to summarize sometimes, because sometimes those details bug their minds and they're like, that's too much information. So you may learn to summarize or break it into bits and let him ask you for more. So this is about the art of storytelling in marriage. Want to know more? Send a DM and we'll talk. We're working something out. Click. All right. Take care and see you again on the next video. Bye for now.